Bombay YouTube. It is Charles here, and today we're going to be doing one of my favorite type of videos. I'm talking about an action figure unboxing. Today, take a wild guess of what we're doing. We are unboxing another G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle, and this G.I. Joe is Craig Rock and Roll Mcconnel. This is from the retro card line. Didn't really get feeling a lot of these figures. A lot of characters from my childhood that I remember from the cartoon, and some that I recognize from the current comic book. Actually, in the Energon Universe comic book iteration of G.I. Joe, he is in the first issue part of a big event that caused a little controversy. I don't want to ruin it for you, but if you can get a hold of G.I. Joe #1 from Image Comics and Skybound, it's part of the Energon Universe. He is part of a big shock of that #1 issue. So without further ado, let's get into this. I'll give you a little bit of the packaging. We got the clear window with the bubble packing right here, and the big picture of Rock and Roll on the side here, next to the actual action figure. And then on the back it says Rock and Roll, Craig S. McConnell. Roll machine gunner, primary specialty infantry, secondary specialty PT instructor, birthplace Malibu, California. And then we have a short biography. Rock and Roll was a surfer and weightlifter in Malibu prior to enlistment. He also played bass guitar in local rock bands. He possesses a strong sense of loyalty to his teammates and is a man of honor and integrity who can be counted on to hold the line. A bass player. I'm a bass player myself. Maybe that's why I like rock and roll. Who knows? So let's get into this. I always have trouble opening these retro card back figures. You'd think I would have a system by now, as many as I have, but I struggle every time. Here we go. So the way that I do reviews is I use a system that I call the 3 A's. We're going to talk about appearance, and we're going to talk about articulation, and then we're going to talk about accessories. If I can get them out of the packaging here. See, we have here. Oh, okay. So we'll get them put on the stand here while I pull out the accessories from this bubble packaging. Here we go. And I am noticing something very interesting and kind of exciting about these accessories is we have something that I have not seen before and do not have in my current G.I. Joe collection. So I'm interested to get that in my hands and see how it functions. And that is this belt of ammunition. Alright, so let's start with appearance. Pretty true to the comic and cartoon version. I really dig it. We have a darker army green throughout the outfit. No camouflage, just that dark green with, looks like we have some tactical cargo pants. Kind of a boring color scheme when you talk about the clothing. the shirt, the pants, all the same dark green color. We have brown on the boots, and the belt and other accessory holders, they're all black. But really just three colors here, green, brown, and black. Kind of basic, if you ask my opinion. Comes also with this helmet. Let's see here. Okay, I like that. The helmet has a real tough look, gives him a little bit of an edge there. I dig that. So as far as appearance goes, it's a little bit boring for my taste with the color scheme, but he does look rugged, he does look tough, and he is bulky, consistent with his biography of being a bodybuilder before enlisting. So now we talked about that, let's move on to the articulation. The head is on a ball joint with complete freedom of motion there, not hindered by a long haircut because he doesn't have a long haircut. We go down to the shoulders. We have the up and down and ball joint action on the arm. And then we have butterfly cutouts in the shoulder, so we get more movement horizontally across and behind the action figure. We have a cut between the shoulder and bicep for horizontal movement. Double jointed pinless elbows. And the hands, they go round and round, and they actually remove. And it looks like we have some back and forth action on the fist hand. And then on the actual gun hand, we have up and down motion. And so that is the upper body going down to the torso. It is a rocker. It's slightly hampered in the forward motion by the gun belt that goes across the torso, or the ammo belt. I guess I should have mentioned that in appearance. But yeah, it moves okay. And then the hip, very stiff side to side, but a little bit of side to side. Ball jointed leg. We have a cut in the thigh for left to right movement. Double jointed pinless knees. A cut at the boot for left to right motion of the lower leg, and the feet go back and forth, side to side. Very, very standard G.I. Joe classified with this retro card back series. So no complaints there, no mysteries or surprises. So now let's get into the accessories. Starting with, we got hands. We got him putting up the symbol for the rock and roll sign here. And we have an extra fist right here. And so those are the extra hands. The other hands are slightly open to hold a gun, of course. And as far as the attachable back piece, it looks like we have this right here. It looks like it's meant to attach to the back and be an ammunition holder of some sort. Okay, no, it's just, looks like, does it connect to here? Okay, it looks like it connects to something, but I am not seeing what it would connect to. Maybe, let's see, we have. Okay, yeah, it's just oh, okay. You can pop out the short ammunition belt and pop in the longer ammunition belt and actually wrap it around to the front. So that is a very neat little accessory. And then we have a sidearm, just a flat black pistol. We'll put that in the holster. And then we have the machine gun. It comes with a little tripod so you can have them shooting from a prone position. Those are kind of a light greenish brown. The rest of the accessory is flat black. And from this extra long ammunition belt, we can actually run it through the accessory here. So let's see here if we can get this ran through. So we get this in his hand. See how that fits. Okay, yeah, the machine gun fits rather snugly in the hand. And let's see if we can get this back piece, if we can get the ammunition going to the back piece here. Okay, yeah, so you can. If you look here, you can connect up that back piece to the extra long ammo clip and have it running straight through the gun, or you can have it just kind of hanging off the side there. Very, very cool accessory in my opinion. Something novel that is brand new to my collection. And so, I mean, as far as novelty goes, I mean, I will give this an A right off for novelty for the accessories. We have the individualistic hand making a rock and roll symbol. We have the gun, which I do not have with any other G.I. Joe action figure. The sidearm here and the leg holster is pretty standard. The bullet belt that goes across the torso doesn't hinder the movement too much, and a very great helmet. So I would give them an A. Overall, I wish they would have done more with the color scheme, added a variety of colors and textures to give a little bit more realism. But with this retro card line, I don't think the focus is so much realism as nostalgia. And so that's just my nitpicking. But I would definitely give this an A. Overall, as far as appearance, A minus. Articulation, standard, A. Accessories, A. So that's my thoughts. Let you guys know what you think about the rock and roll action figure. And go out, and if you can find it, get G.I. Joe #1. I believe it came out in 2024. Skybound, Image Comics, and you will get to see rock and roll in action in that book. Not going to give away spoilers, but a great series. So I'll see you guys next time. Until then, knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe, I'm out.